Hello, what's up? It's Derek Smith, your Easy Sunset Realtor with Coldwell Banker. And aside from real estate, on the side, I love working on old cars and restoring them. Particularly my 1962 Pontiac Tempest Le Mans. Well, I just wanted to make a video here of the new Whitewall tires that I just got for the car. Well, actually, not just got for the car. I've actually had them for 2 years, but only recently did I decide to get them on the rims. Now, I want to cover a common problem, or I don't know if it's common, but these are Coker tires. They are radial tires, but with the old school bias ply look, and they came in from Coker directly. And when they came in, they didn't come in a box or anything. They came wrapped in plastic. So if you notice, that's what that plastic residue is. And we are going to go over later on how to clean that off and make it really nice and shiny. Now, I tried YouTubing this problem on how to fix that. And what I really wanted to cover is this right here. Because when they came in, you know, the plastic was really squished them down, and trying to get my finger in there, I can barely use my strength to open them up. And right now I got 2 tires that are like that, including this other one over here, and I just wasn't able to get them on the rims. Whereas these 2 here, I was able to succeed, and I will go over on how I made that happen. Now, there's probably a billion ways to do this, even though I didn't find any good videos on YouTube on how to do it. There were a lot of videos I saw on using the flame method, which looks like it works well when it works, but I tried to do that on these wheels, and I wasn't able to make it work. Probably wasn't doing it right, but we want to be using a better and safer way. But to each their own. I'm not here to say that my method is better. I just went by the best of my knowledge, and this is just what worked for me. So if you have better, more efficient ways to stretch the tires other than the flame method, feel free to post videos on them on YouTube and social media, so we can learn from those. Now the first thing that we will do is we are going to start stretching the squeezed down tires here. And the way we are going to do that is by using these wooden blocks. And because they're so squished down, we're going to use soap and water, of course, to help lubricate it, so we're not stressing it too much. And also this tire iron to help widen the tire. Now, we've had these tires for 2 years. And I think I may have mentioned that in the first video, but I just want to get into a little bit more. If you get these tires from Coker or any other online tire store, and they're squished down like that, it's not the end of the world. A lot of people think that their tires are, maybe a lot or some, whatever, I don't know. But some people think that their tires are ruined because they're so squished down. That's not the case. They just need to get stretched. And again, other than the flame method, while this way is not as quick as that, the first thing that we need to do is get those blocks in there and just leave them out in the sun and the warm weather for, depending on how long. Some people say a day, depending on temperature, maybe for several days, maybe even a week. I don't know, but it's something that you would have to kind of do your due diligence on. So let's just start with the first step here. We are going to get those in there, and let's go about it. Okay, now here is the first of those tires that I just squished down. I meant to record it, but the video didn't record, so I will do that with the next one. And this is the way to start, because they're so squished down. When you get the first block in there, that's where the tire iron comes in handy. And of course, there's other things that you can use. You can use screwdrivers, you could use a crowbar, a prying bar, or just anything that'll separate the lips of the tires. And just make sure that you use soap and water there to lubricate it before inserting, so it doesn't stress it too much. And we are going to go about that right now. So let me show you in action exactly how I did that. Okay. Now here's the first thing I do. I lay this towel down, just so that way if there's any pebbles or any gunk on a driveway, so it limits, or should I say prevent damage, whatever, to the sidewalls of the tire. So let me show you exactly. It's probably ABC, but it's just something I can't stress enough for those of you who may be stuck in this dilemma and are having trouble trying to find resources on how to fix it. Now, inserting the first block in is going to be a bit of a challenge. It's going to fight you, which is why we got our trusty tire iron. Here's block number 1. There we go. And that's how you do it. And just repeat. Once you get the first one in, move on to the next. Actually, kind of like the idea of keeping the rounded sides along the edge here, so that way it limits any potential sharpness which could damage the lip of the tire. Again, when you're laying these out in the sun to expand, just check on them every day. So it's being a little feisty here. Use a little muscle too. There we go. Also helps if you got a second guy here. But if you're methodic enough, it can be a one-man job. All right. Put 2 more on there. Lubricate it. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Now, if you notice on this one here, the white walls look a little dirty from all the oil and dirt from when the local chain shop, I won't mention the name of it, but I took it to a local chain to try to have this put on, and that's when I first discovered that tires this squished down won't go on a rim. These are for a rim that is 4.5 inches wide, and these tires are made for rims that are between 4.5 inches and 6 inches in width. All right, and there you have it. Step 1 is out of the way. Now, when working with white wall tires, when I lay them in the sun, there's probably all kinds of ways to do it. This is just the way I do it. What I do is I had the black wall facing the sun, and I try to keep the white wall as much out of the sun as possible. So that way we don't risk all that gunk that's on the white wall there getting ingrained into it as a chemical reaction from the sunlight. And also, I also tilt it up against the wall, so that way just this edge right here is touching and not the white wall, because you don't want this touching you don't want this touching the concrete or the wall. So we'll just kind of carefully tilt it like this. And that's how you do it. You just leave it out there for a day or two or a few, and just check it every day, see how it's doing. Depending on the temperature, it could expand up to a 1/4 inch a day. And then again, once this is at least twice as wide as it was before inserting in these blocks, then you can start inserting them this way. So, and then after you do that, these, just as an example, should get to about 4 inches. In fact, let me show you something real quick. Okay, now this is the rim right here that tire is going to be going on. And when I took it to the chain shop, they just weren't able to get the tire on. Not just before I had it stretched, but even after I had it stretched, because these tires, I let them out for basically about a week until finally they just couldn't get past 4 inches. And I let them out for a few more days after that, and they just couldn't expand any more than that with the blocks in. So, but once they were expanded to as far as I was able to get it with the blocks, these lips right here, okay, these tire lips touched this gash right here. This is really where the air goes in of the tire and where it sits at. Now, when I took that to the chain shop, they still couldn't get it on. It just kept airing out and airing out when trying to get it on. So what I did was I took it to one of those mom and pop shops, and you know, one of those mom and pop shops that specializes in tires, one of those old businesses where they think a little bit outside the box. And they had a cheetah there, and this one fella working there, I don't know if he owns a place or just manages it, but he had a team of guys who manually held that tire in place while the lead guy used the machine to get it on. And the lead guy not only he did that, but he also used the cheetah while the three of the guys manually with their manpower held the tire on. Of course, not to discriminate with women. There's plenty of y'all who can do this too, but I'm just telling the story. And that's how we wound up with this. Nice and aired up. Thank you, Chano's in downtown Mesa. If you live in the Phoenix area of Arizona, there's probably all kinds of local businesses that'll do it. But if you live here in Mesa or in the East Valley, Chano's, which is located at Main Street and Stapley Drive, they can help you through this, and the prices are very, very reasonable, and they get it done quick, and they got some skilled people working there. All right. The next phase of the operation, while those two other tires will be stretching, we are going to clean these white walls. This blue residue right here is from the tape or the wrapping that these came in. And what we are going to do is clean this up. And because I have never, again, this is the first time I'm solving a problem like this. Let's see how it goes in, and let's bring you guys along. Hopefully I know what I'm doing, and hopefully. All right. Next phase of the operation, while the two other tires are stretching, we will get this guy cleaned up. Now, this blue residue right here is from the wrapping that these tires came in, and what we are going to do is remove it and get it nice and clean up and shiny. And also, before I took it over to Chano's, when I was trying to use the flame method to expand it, I just wasn't able to get it lit. I think it was because I masked off the white walls with masking tape, and I went to dampen it so that way they don't have any scorch marks on it, and I don't know, maybe that was mixing in with the WD-40 that I was trying to light it up with. So, but since it seemed like a risky method to me, I'm glad it didn't work, and Channels did it for 20 bucks. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up, wash all the chemical residue off the tire as well, for any that is on, and I will show y'all what I am doing. If you have any better ideas, again, please feel free to share them, and solve some problems. Okay, we are going to clean the Whitewalls right here, and here are the materials that I have cleaning for them. Got some Whitewall bleach. I've had that bottle. As you can see, it's kind of dirty. I've had it for years, but it still works. At least it worked like the last time I used them on the old Whitewalls on the Pontiac. And of course, the soap and water and a nylon brush. It's important to use one of these when scrubbing the Whitewalls, so that way it doesn't scuff them up. And when scrubbing it, you also want to make sure that you're not scrubbing too hard, because that could still scuff it up if you're not careful. So the first thing I'm going to do is wipe it down, and then we'll show you the results of that. And then once we get them wiped down, the tires and the rim, then we will move on to the Whitewall bleach and see how that goes. Well, this is just with this. This is just with the soap and water right here, and I can show you it's very slowly and surely coming off. Get the camera on aim right here. Get this crap off my Whitewalls, and off yours too. See, just plain old water and dish soap. First time I've attempted this, and so far it's going well. Well, here we have it. I don't know if you can tell the difference. I'm sure you can, but here is our happy looking Whitewall. It took about 10 minutes to clean it up, scrub all the blue gunk and all the oil and whatever off of it. And again, just use soap and water. I didn't even have to use the Whitewall bleach. That's how easily it came off. And here's what it looked like before. As you probably noticed, well, this guy's next. All right. Here they are. These two babies just got them both cleaned up now. There's a fly right there, that little speck. Yeah, look how bright these are. Nice and clean. Beautiful. And if you think this looks hot, just wait until we get the hubcaps on them. The first thing I want to do is dry them out first. And also wax the black walls there. And perhaps even throw them on the car. Well, here is the result of our work. I decided not to put the tire wax on the black walls just yet, because I wanted to get them on the car first before I do that, and because my car has an independent rear suspension. The front suspension is half taken apart right now, so I put them on the rear first, and I would have to jack up the rear end. I would have to jack up both sides of the rear suspension, because it's an independent suspension swing axle, and I don't feel like doing that right now, so I think I'll call it a day. But I just want to show you, nonetheless, the result of my work. Nice and cleaned up now. Decided to dress them up a little bit. Those are 1961 Pontiac Tempest hubcaps, which are almost identical to the hubcaps that 56 Pontiacs used. 1 year only. And here is a 62 and 63 Tempest hubcap. Most of the time I'll be wearing it with these hubcaps, but every now and then I may dress it up with those, since their body styles are almost identical. So here they are. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And again, I'm Derek Smith. realtor in Mesa, Arizona. I work the East Valley, and if you have any questions on the home, on buying and selling a home, and especially with the coronavirus going on, if you have any concerns, again, feel free to reach out if you don't have one yet, and just as importantly, reach out to your realtor before you reach out to me if you already are working with one. So, peace out, make it a great day, and be safe out there, and try to stay home as much as possible. Peace.